General Dr. Vivek Murthy wants stronger warning labels on alcoholic beverages, citing the link between alcohol and cancer. ABC's Diane Macedo has more.
It's been nearly 4 decades since labels were added to beer, wine, and liquor, warning of the danger for pregnant women and drivers. Newer research shows alcohol raises the risk of at least 7 including liver, breast, and esophageal. The Human Services Department says alcohol contributes to 100,000 cancer cases and 20,000 related deaths every year.
A labeling change would require an act of Congress. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken departs Washington, D.C. Sunday for what's expected to be his final trip as Secretary of State. He will visit Asia and Europe, stopping in South Korea, Japan, and France. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
With back taxes or unfiled returns, $10,000 or more. With the IRS ramping up enforcement, taxpayers across the country are turning to tax relief helpers. Call 800-885-0622 now. End IRS draft today. Stop collecting for wage garnishing and sleepless nights. Tax relief helpers help you or your business settle your tax debt quickly and affordably. Call the Tax Relief Helpers hotline at 800-885-0622. That's 800-885-0622. Start your relief today.
If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from...
Sounds good. I'm ready. Ready as I'm going to be.
If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we help get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-771...
Well, good morning, Chris.
771-1300. 800-771-1300. This is Martin Bumbo's Rockin' Home Show. And News Talk 550 KTFA at 107.1.
Well, howdy. Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. It is a brand new year and a brand new start, and we are so happy to be here with you in the new year on the Rockin' Home Show. My name is Martin Bomba. This is my buddy Jim Smith.
And we are here.
And 2025 is going to rock, man. It's going to be a good year.
Yes, sir.
I can feel it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Everything's going A-OK with us.
Good holidays for everybody. I hope. Everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year and New Year's Day. We did real low key celebration. We volunteered to be babysitters. So we were with the grandkids on New Year's Eve this year, which was actually the best way I've ever spent a New Year's. I got to tell you, it was pretty awesome. Had no complaints about that whatsoever. But how about you?
Did you do any fireworks?
Heck no. I hate fireworks.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys.
We didn't do any either.
I got it. Go ahead.
Over the years.
Yeah. Did you see that? Speaking of fireworks, so I mean, there were massive fireworks in San Antonio, like there always are. I was watching the news and watching the videos that people had sent in, and holy cow! I mean, I thought Thailand had a lot of videos, but oh my gosh, man!
Shirley says they can't hear me.
Yeah, you got to be up on the mic, bud. That's one thing that's going to help a lot. Yeah. I was watching the New Year, Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve that of course for the last 20 years has been Ryan Seacrest. Watched that. Watched the Nashville broadcast. There was a Nashville thing that, man, we get further and further away from country music every year. But there's also some good stuff out there. Parker McCullum, good local guy, was on there headlining and played several songs. Parker is a New Braunfels resident, and he is just blown up. This guy, he's good. I like Parker a lot. But that was a lot of fun. And but the fireworks, did you see about the fireworks, the homemade fireworks that blew up in Hawaii?
No.
That was horrible, horrible. There was a somebody apparently had homemade fireworks that they had that they had assembled themselves, which, by the way, folks, never a good idea.
No.
And apparently they blew up, killed I think 3 or 4 people. And I mean, it looked like a massive explosion on this house from the videos that I saw. It was something
Wow.
pretty apocalyptic looking. It was bad. But yeah, I mean, fireworks. It was funny. A good old friend of ours, Kirky Eason, had texted me over the holidays, and he said, I remember a time that we celebrated New Year at your house, and it was New Year's Eve, and Chad Stroud and I and you got into a bottle rocket fight. And we did, and this is back when we had the little bottle rockets, right? The ones that you could still sell in Texas. And by the way, I don't recommend this to anybody. It was a dumb thing to do. It was dumb then. It's dumb now. But apparently, he recalls he recalls getting hit by a bottle rocket, not a bottle rocket, but by a Roman candle from Chad. And I said, yeah. And I said, I ended up with a bottle rocket size hole in my arm from getting hit by a bottle rocket.
I had one working. When it hit, why did it hit? It popped.
Yeah. And that's what happened to me. And there was a perfect little indentation in my arm that was about a quarter of an inch deep that, that was bottle rocket sized.
Oh, mine was about that big around, and I've still got the scar.
I'm sure I do somewhere. I don't even remember where I got hit, but and then another year had another friend of mine. Maybe it was that same year, but another old friend of mine who I haven't seen in years now, a guy named Steve that I grew up with down in Corpus Christi when I was really young. He was up with us, and he shot a bottle rocket and it went in my cap and it burned up my favorite cap. but but you know what? We had a good time. We got out of it alive, and I look back at some of the stupid stuff that I did whenever I was a kid, and I guess all kids do it, but it's amazing that we're still here sometimes. Uh, we um, we had a great New Year's Eve, though. As I said, we were very, very fortunate to get to spend it with our grandkiddos, and it was a whole lot of fun. And they had a blast. And we've since we last talked. By the way, we did a best of last week, and Edwin had some time off, and we decided to all take some time off over the Christmas weekend, Christmas New Year weekend, and so. I haven't talked to you since I went to the concert that we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the April Wine and Molly Hatchet concert. Well, I'm gonna make you feel halfway good about it, okay? Molly Hatchet was awful. What possibly one of the worst and guys, if there's anybody that's a Molly Hatchet fan out there, I am too. I like Molly Hatchet. Danny Joe Brown, great guy. Love their music. It was awful. And when I say awful, I mean awful. It was my gosh, it was the sound was horrible. It was way too loud. And I know what the first thing you're gonna say, well, you're just getting old, everything's too loud. No, no, no. Wait until I finish. A little distorted. The vocalist, and I'm using that term oh so loosely. The guy that they had fronting the band joined the band, I think, last year, and he's a younger guy. I can't even remember his name now, but he's awful. The guy can't sing. He's a terrible front man. Just it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch that being presented as Molly Hatchet. And there's not a single original member in the band. I came to find out the guitar player has been in the band for a long time. He's been in since I think the '80s. But man, it was very disappointing. So I was thinking to myself, and Molly Hatchet opened the show, right? They started the show. And so I told Debbie, I said, boy, I wish April Wine would have come out first because one song into Molly Hatchet, we could have left and gone home early. But then Molly Hatchet came out, and I'm thinking, man, I hope that this sound is not this is not a problem with just the sound. And April Wine comes out. They have a new lead singer too, by the way, that's been with them for 2 years now because Miles Goodwin retired. He took his place, and then about 6 months later, Miles passed away, who was the lead singer of April Wine, lead guitar player. Well, this guy, complete opposite of what the guy from Molly Hatchet was. This guy was a great front man, sounded phenomenal, sounded enough like Miles that you knew this, every song by heart, but he also had his own style. He was personable. He talked. I mean, the other guy talked too much. He shouldn't have talked at all. But this guy was fantastic, and song after song after song that you man, I forgot that song. Oh, I didn't remember that song. Their sound was excellent and redeemed the entire concert experience for us. So if you get a chance to see April Wine, go see April Wine. They were fantastic.
Well, that explains to you why Molly Hatchet opened them.
Yeah,
That way you stayed for the whole show.
I guess so. But I think that there were actually people that left during Molly Hatchet. I mean, that's how bad it was. I got up and left and went in the other room for about 5 songs just so I could regain my hearing for a minute. It was, and again, man, I've been to loud concerts. I've been to Hank Williams Jr. concerts. I've been to AC/DC concerts. I got no problem with a loud concert as long as the sound is clean and the band is good. You know, yeah. So save your money. Molly Hatchet comes to town. Go buy the Flirting with Disaster CD.
You mean you wouldn't be listening to me in a concert with the volume up on 10?
You know what, Jimmy? I think that maybe you would be better. I that should say it all to you right there. I think I would rather listen to you singing a Hank Williams song at full volume than that. That's that's how bad it was. But anyway, that's so. There's my review of the Molly Hatchet April Wine concert. I was so nostalgic for April Wine that we're going to be hearing a lot of April Wine music on the show today. So get ready for that. We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines at 210-599-5555, 210-599-5555. Before I get into the break, I do want to say thanks to Bob Webster, who always does a phenomenal job on Saturday mornings and always gives us a great intro, and appreciate him immensely, and always has a fantastic show full of incredible content, really good content. Let's talk about Apple Pest Control. This is a great time of year to fertilize, as Bob said in his show. A great time to fertilize your lawn, your plants, your trees. And Apple Pest Control can help you with all of those things. Yes, they can help you with all of your pest control needs, of course, but they can also help you with those things, with the fertilization and keeping your home's yard looking great, man. I'm telling you. Be sure to ask them about that when you talk to them. But when you talk to them about pest control, I'm talking every pest control that you can think of: rodents, ants, fleas, roaches, scorpions, you name it, even termites. They're there for you for prevention and keeping your home pest free year round. They have uniformed, insured, certified technicians. They're licensed to inspect your home. They came and treated my house last week, so it was great to have them out last week at our house. They'll give you a quote by phone. There's no long-term contracts to sign and no hidden charges. It's a great family business offering great service. That's why they're my pest control company. I hope they'll become yours. Be sure to tell them Martin sent you when you call 210-695-8946, 210-695-8946, or online at applepestcontrol.com.
Gary, what have you done to your hair? What do you mean? Does it not look good? It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it is. Not even secret. No secret. It's hair volume from the Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous. I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going? I'm gonna pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month, and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, luminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS. This is Martin Hollenbo's Rockin' Show on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one right there. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And the crowd went nuts. They loved it on their feet. Again, I can't say enough good stuff about April Wine and how great they sounded. It was so good to see them, so good to relive those memories. I had forgotten the Nature of the Beast, which came out after this, by the way.
Right.
Nature of the Beast, which was the one that really kind of introduced your and my generation to April Wine. I became a fan of the older stuff after that. And but man, between Sign of the Gypsy Queen, Telling Me Lies, Just Between You and Me, I mean, it was massive. But I had forgotten how early that was. I believe that was like 1981 or 82, and I thought it was a little later than that, but it wasn't. They put that out early in the 80s, and incredible music from that band. Um, Let's see here. Phone lines are open. Let's do it. 210-599-5555. Your home improvement questions. Today in particular, I'm asking, what is your home improvement New Year resolution? What is your New Year's resolution when it comes to home improvement? Is there something that you're planning on doing this year, something you're tackling? I've got a couple of big projects that I'm tackling this year. I've got, well, we've got a little thing I'm not going to talk about yet, but we've got some fun stuff coming up with Window World that I definitely am going to be really pleased to announce when we announce it. We also have another flip house. And that's not a flip house, but another house that we are going to be doing a full remodel on, gut remodel, adding on some additional square footage, putting in garage. So lots of construction New Year events on the horizon for me, and I'd love to know what your home improvement New Year plans are, what your New Year's resolutions are, and to kind of give you a kickstart on that, we've got a list of New Year's resolution home improvement projects that we can give you as suggestions, maybe things that you can think about doing in the new year. And there's some good ones on the list, so you'll definitely want to stick around for that. Jim, what else been going on in your world, brother? Tell me something good going on with you.
Well, get to spend Christmas with grandbabies over the course of the week. You know, at different times. Had a great New Year's and just been busting it, trying to get everything ready for our January 13th events.
Okay, what's January 13th?
That's the opening of Diamond Double J Air Conditioning and Heating.
Now, why did you pick the 13th? Is there significance there, or what's the deal on that?
Paperwork.
Paperwork, okay. Yeah, just didn't quite get it done by January 1, huh?
Well, I couldn't. I had to rely on the timing of part of the government, and with the holidays, there's no way because they're shut down.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing that people sometimes forget about, I think, whenever they're trying to get stuff done through the time of, between about December 20th, 22nd and January 2nd or 3rd, there's a lot of places that shut down completely.
Oh yeah.
I mean completely. We've got manufacturers that will shut down for a good full 2 weeks, and it affects the delivery schedules and everything else that goes on with it. So
And as far as the government goes, they're going to tell you they're open, but an office of 100 people
Yeah.
is staffed by 5.
It's a ghost staff for sure, for sure. Hey, another thing that just hit me that we need to talk about from the last 2 weeks, completely unrelated to home improvement, but certainly something that bears mentioning, is the passing of Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was a president through a kind of not kind of through a very tumultuous time in our history. There were some things that were going on in the Middle East at that time. The Israeli hostage crisis that took place. Gas prices were just through the roof, and it was. I think that Jimmy Carter heretofore has been remembered as one of our worst presidents. But with that being said, I think that we're going to find out we were kind of off on that. My parents were not fans of Jimmy Carter. I'm sure your parents were probably not fans of Jimmy Carter.
They were not.
But he, go ahead, go ahead.
All I'll say on it is that this past presidency, right, probably gave a lot of people some insight as to what Carter was facing
Yeah,
when he came in. Now, even if you think that Carter was not a great president, you have to admire that man, as he's one of the best humanitarians I've ever even heard of.
well,
That man did so much work after leaving the office.
right. And that's the point I was getting to, is much more important than his legacy as a president, which I think in the longer it's in the rearview mirror, the more we're going to see the good things that he did with what he had to work with during that time. Not the least of which was brokering a peace deal between Israel and Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, Egypt and Israel. That was an incredible feat in and of itself, that he got those folks to sit down together and broker a peace deal. Incredible. But beyond that, he was a tremendous human being. The lessons that he taught us in how to serve your fellow human, the lessons he taught us in how to love your wife and create a long lasting 77-year marriage.
Right.
Unbelievable, just unbelievable. So God bless Jimmy Carter, and may he rest in peace, and may we remember the great things that he did as a person. Putting his presidency aside, as a person, he's a guy that we could live up to. I will tell you that. And I just felt it was important to mention that, because that was a monumental passing in our in our generation. It really was. I mean, when President Reagan passed away, that was that was a big thing, and Jimmy Carter passing is certainly a large monumental milestone. 210 599 5555 is the number. 210 599 5555 to get in on the conversation this morning. Home improvement or music or whatever. Would love to talk to you this morning on the show. Zip Gist, my buddy with Real Solutions Home, is watching this morning. He said he's got his Cheap Trick tickets that they're going to Corpus. He's going to see him in Corpus Christi in April.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. I know that Cheap Trick is also playing in, and maybe they've already played there, but I don't think so. But they're also playing at CODA, at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, and I forgot who the bill was with, but it's Cheap Trick. It's a big show with 3 different really good bands, and Cheap Trick's one of them. I don't know if it's Hard or who, but anyway, it's going to be a good show.
I saw
Yeah.
Cheap Trick years ago at Midnight Rodeo.
Midnight Rodeo. I never saw them at Midnight Rodeo, but my favorite time that I ever saw Cheap Trick, and the first time that we saw Cheap Trick, or that I saw the first time I saw Cheap Trick was in 1981, and that was on the One-on-One tour, and phenomenal show. It made me a Cheap Trick fan for life. And then on our graduation, when we went to Astroworld,
Yep.
Cheap Trick played the Southern Star Amphitheater at Astroworld.
Yep.
That's when I walked away with probably 15 picks from Rick Nielsen. because he was grabbing pocketfuls, about handfuls in his pockets, and throwing them out at the. It was fantastic.
He was playing to a bunch of high schoolers.
Oh man,
He was hamming it up.
he was hamming it up, and it was a lot of fun. But then later on, there was a little club on West Avenue. Do you remember the what was it called? It was called the Showcase,
Yes.
the Showcase Special Event Center,
Yes.
and it was just a little, uh, you know, live music venue that they put in the middle of this strip center on West Avenue in the middle of nothing. And in fact, brings back memories of Rob. Rob and I, my buddy Rob Stolzman passed away a couple of weeks ago, and his funeral was yesterday. God bless you, man. God bless your family. Um, Rob and I went early to get tickets, and so we were there probably about 4 hours before showtime. The box office was open. The venue was not technically open. The box office hadn't quite opened yet, but they said you can hang around and wait and play some pool or whatever if you want to until the box office opens. So we went over and we started playing a game of pool. While we're playing, this guy walks out of the back with a plate of food, and I realize that it's Rick Nielsen, the lead guitar player for Cheap Trick. And then next out is Bunny Carlos, the drummer, and then Tom Peterson, and then Robin Zander comes out, the lead singer. And they're all coming out and having dinner before the show. And they just walked by and said, "Hey, how's it going?" I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And you talk about, as a kid, I was starstruck. That was incredible.
Yeah.
And I guess I was probably 20 at the time. Maybe no, maybe younger than that. Maybe I was probably 18, 19, something like that. And it was, man, what a great show that was, though. It was such a fun show. And I said, and I was right, I was this close to him.
Right. Well, talking about meeting artists in odd places. You remember we went to a concert and we left there, stopped at
Oh, that was at Just Country.
Just Country.
Yeah.
You said I didn't think they had a live band today because there was a tour bus in the parking lot.
Right.
And we walked in, and back in they had closed off the pool room.
Yeah.
And back in the pool room was Alan Jackson and his entire crew.
So Jim and I can actually honestly say that we played pool with Alan Jackson.
Yes, sir. I actually can say that we got a little bit under the weather.
We had fun. We had fun with Alan Jackson. Yes, we did.
We did.
And Alan was, I mean, you talk about a guy that was as down to earth and unpretentious and everyman as anybody I've ever hung out with. He was that. And his crew was great too. His band was great.
He was also a extremely loving husband.
Yes.
All he could talk
Yeah.
about all night is with getting back to his wife.
I do remember that too. I remember him talking about that, and clearly he missed her. And but man, he was just such a nice guy. And that, there's been a couple of those close calls with celebrities and singers and things like that over the years that we've kind of shared in. We were you with me when we ran into Doug Supernaw?
I was with you when my ex got up on the stage with Doug.
Okay. So now I'm not talking about when I opened for him. I'm talking about when this was at a rodeo event of some kind. Yes.
That was where we were.
That's the first time that I met him.
Right. Well, that was where we were when we left and went to Midnight.
Oh, that's right.
Just left Doug Supernaw.
Because that's right. And
Alan was playing the next day.
yes, but Supernaw was another one of those guys, God rest his soul. Supernaw was another one of those guys that was just aces in my book. As far as he had demons and he had a lot of problems, but as a person, he was one of the nicest, most genuine guys I ever met. And I guess it's one of the reasons that I loved his music so much too. I mean, yes, he was good, but he was very good, actually, very underrated. But I think that one of the reasons I liked him so much was because of his personality and who he was.
After you met him, several subsequent times, I can remember him looking at you every time you stopped.
I know.
So how did you do it?
I know.
And then when I saw him in concert, after all the turmoil and all that, we went to a concert where he was trying to get his career back on.
Right, yeah.
And
That was a show in Braunfels, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, it was that venue outside in the Brownfield.
well, yeah, it was. It used to be called Conroy's.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, he and I got to talking, and he remembered you.
Yeah.
And he said, "Tell him I still don't know how it did it."
That's too funny. Too funny. And then we lost him about a year later, something like that, maybe a little less. Hey, listen, we got to take a break. We will be back shortly. And when we come back, phone lines are open 210-599-5555. Good to see some old friends out there watching on Facebook Live. Good morning, Ralph. Good morning, buddy. Good morning, Jennifer. And if I've forgotten you're out there, please forgive me. But thank you guys for being there and watching this morning. We appreciate you. It is yeah, I see you popping them up there. But right now, I want to talk to you about Window World and Brickstone. Window World is the #1 home improvement window installation company in the USA. And we are family owned and operated in San Antonio, Corpus Christi, New Braunfels. And we have been serving those communities for it's hard to believe this, since 1947. Almost 80 years. We're a couple of years, we're going to be hitting that 80-year mark. And we are so privileged to serve the communities that we do, from the hill country all the way down to the coastal bend. I am just thrilled beyond belief that that our kids are in the business now. Our daughter and son-in-law in San Antonio, and very soon our son and his wife, our daughter-in-law, are going to be in our Corpus Christi store. So we are so unbelievably thrilled to be keeping this in the family for now 4 generations. And we're here to serve you from anything for the outside of the home, including incredible replacement windows that are award-winning, insulated siding, stucco, entry doors, gutters, and gutter protection. If it's for the exterior of your home, between the roof and the foundation, chances are good you're going to find it at Window World in Brickstone. Go online at windowworldtx.com and find out more information, showroom directions, phone numbers. You can even book your appointment right there online with one of our outstanding design consultants. And financing, you bet. We've got some incredible financing options for you, including 15 months, 0 interest financing. Be sure to ask about that as well. It's all from Window World, windowworldtx.com. Window World, improving homes, changing lives.
So also, Sean C. Brown, we treat you like family. This is Sean Brown. I've been representing members of the community for over 25 years. At DWI to auto accidents, call me today, 210-224-8200, or visit SeanBrownLaw.com.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oil. But remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise, if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options. Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stops for the day, but my mind is still running. So I said ZQL.
ZQL, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQL nights. Explore our products at ZQL.com. This is Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Rockin' Home Show. The Rockin' Home Show on AM 550, FM 107.1, KTSA, KTSA.com, and of course on Facebook Live. Thanks to all those watching us out there, including Terry and Matt. Matt, thanks for joining us. Thanks to everybody who's watching us on Facebook Live every Saturday morning. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Hope you had a great New Year's Eve. And that's a funny thing. A friend of mine on Facebook was posting. Please don't say Happy New Year's. There's only one. It's the next one.
I hope that there's meaning.
Yeah, right. But people who say Happy New Year's, it cracks me up. And I mean, I've been guilty of it too, I'm sure. But I got his point. He's a grammatical fanatical.
Well,
So
if that's the case, then why did they call it New Year's Day?
because it is the day of New Year's. It's a possessive. New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, Happy New Year. Does that make sense? I guess I'm a grammatical fanatical too. Sorry.
I always say Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Exactly. That's yeah.
Yeah, but again, because we with the same teacher.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
But I agree with that. But I can see why people call it or say New Year's because it is New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I
Yeah.
understand the possessive versus the plural.
Yeah. But anyway, it little stuff, but it cracked me up that he posted that, and I'm like, yeah, man, I can identify with you. I don't think I would have posted it, but
I need to get one of those lights. I'm looking, I can see the shadows in my face.
yeah, it's just the wrinkles, man. It's not.
Is your hair slicked back, or did you actually cut it?
No. It's just freshly coiffed. It's not. No, I did. I mean, no, I didn't cut it. It's still got some length. No, I mean, I did cut my hair, yes, but no, it's still longer than it used to be.
You just took the dead ends off.
Yeah, it's something like that. Something like that. You know, we were talking about music here, and the main venue. Well, there's several good venues in Santa Fe, but one of the big ones is at the Buffalo Thunder Casino, and there's a couple of casinos in Albuquerque that also have live music. But a couple of great shows are coming here. Tracy Morgan is coming. Uh, Arsenio Hall with Howie Mandel together are coming. That's going to be pretty good show. Unfortunately, we're going to miss that. And the Temptations are coming. I've
See that show.
Oh my gosh, man! They've been on over the holidays. They were on a couple of different of the talk shows in the mornings. Good Morning America, Today Show, whatever. And they sound so good. I mean, they sound so good.
I would love to see that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be it would be a good one. Come on up, man. I think they have tickets left. I'm not sure. Come on. But anyway, phone lines are open 210-599-5555. Good morning, Lori. Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate you being there and being a part of the show this morning. Yeah, I guess everybody's kind of doing their thing, still in holiday mode. But we got a caller now. You're looking up like we had somebody. No.
No.
Oh, okay. But
Phones are a little slow, so some of you guys call in and let's get some conversation going.
yeah, again, one of the topics that I wanted to talk about this morning is home improvement resolutions. What everybody has something that they look forward to in the new year. At least I hope you do. Some call them resolutions. Some call them
8 or 12.
8 or 12. Let's do the 12. Uh, there are all kinds of ways of looking at it, and some people say, well, I don't do resolutions because resolutions are so easy to break. I just I make lifestyle goals. Whatever you want to call it, a lifestyle goal, a resolution, a commitment to do better at something. And I've heard everything from I'm going to enjoy each moment more, and I like that one. I think that that's a good resolution because in today's world, we are so focused on our phones, on our computers, on other things that we forget to just enjoy the moment, just to sit and enjoy the moment that you're in, whatever that is. With your spouse, with your friend, with your child, whatever it is. So I like that resolution. My resolution this year is to lead, as it is many years, and it's kind of a broad resolution, but it's to lead a healthier lifestyle. And you know, for you that might mean quitting smoking. For you that might mean cutting out Coca-Cola or other carbonated drinks. Maybe sugary drinks. Maybe that's what that means to you. For other people, it might mean, you know, giving up alcohol or whatever it is. Debbie and I have committed to dry January this year. We've never done that before, so we're not drinking at all during the next month. So, which will be interesting because we have a couple of different parties that we're attending. We have a music festival we're attending. So it's going to test our resolve, that's for sure. But we're committed to it, and 4 days in, we're okay. So, I mean, I didn't even have champagne on New Year's Eve. So I kind of got it started a day early. But you know, it's just, you know, things that you think might make your life better, make your health better, make you be here a little longer, for the ones that you love. Those are all good resolutions. But what's your resolution? What's your New Year resolution? Whether it be home improvement or health or relational, whatever it is, would love to talk to you about it this morning. 210-599-5555. We are going to take a break. When we come back, if there are phones, we'll get to them. If not, we're going to talk about 12 New Year's resolutions for your upcoming 2025, and we'll do that when we come back on the Rockin' Home Show.
The Lifestyles Unlimited team of real estate investing mentors and educators want to meet you. Trying to retire in 5 years or less. Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for just $297. Lifestyles Unlimited. Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale today through Sunday. All at the free. Doors open at 10 a.m. daily. Get tickets online at SouthTexasRVSupersale.com. Every kind of RV and dealers are making deals. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com. This is Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
There's some of that good April wine right there. Want to mention that their drummer was fantastic. Loved their drummer, and he could sing. He was a good singer too. Just all around great band. And what you're hearing, that's what you heard live. I mean, it sounded that good. Man, I don't know why. You got to get that mic up to you. It's the only thing I can think of that might be the deal.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, keep the mic close, and I think you'll be better. So phone lines are open. 210-599-5555. 210-599-5555. So here's some New Year's resolutions. This is from a Home Light. It's called 12 New Year's Resolutions for a Happier, Healthier Home in 2025. You know, there's opportunities to improve our lives, improve our health, but there's also an opportunity to create a living environment that not only looks good, but feels good. And it can help foster a lifestyle that's happier and healthier for you and your family. So if you're still refining your New Year's resolutions, home improvements might be a perfect addition to your list.
Yes, absolutely. Upgrading and enhancing your space. If you're looking, if you need to improve the home, look no further, because we got some things here that are going to help. Maybe, I mean, if you're interested in doing this, Martin, take it further.
Yeah, let's take it month by month. Let's talk about this month, January. How about designing a home gym that helps you reach your fitness goals? Okay. So many people are in at this time of year are, again, as we mentioned, are making goals to live a healthier lifestyle. And in 2025, you can improve the odds of following through by creating a home gym. Okay. And I realized the old joke that most people's home gyms turn into a coat hanger, or a closet hamper or a clothes hamper. Uh,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be that way. You can build a room that is going to, maybe you got a catch-all room in your house. Declutter that catch-all room, and then build out the space with some of these essential features. Number one, get a mirror with safety backing, and that will help you keep an eye on your form and your progress. You ever wonder why there's mirrors in gyms? It's not because everyone's narcissistic. It's because, although some are, but it's to help you keep proper form when you're exercising. I can tell you that over the years, I have learned more and more how important form is over how much you're lifting. I see
Right.
I see guys and girls go into the gym and throw around big weight. Guess what? Back in the day, I could do the same thing, no problem. However, you're not getting the benefits and possibly taking the chance of hurting yourself if you do that. So get a mirror so you can keep your form. Shock absorbent rubber flooring is also a great thing to have in that room. An industrial fan to stay cool during high intensity workouts. So a high speed fan is a good thing to have. A smart TV for digital subscriptions and free YouTube workouts, also a great thing. Yes, sir. And yes, sir. And as well, you can look at purchasing some gym equipment that's specific to your fitness needs. If I were building a gym, what I would recommend that you do is put in an elliptical or something for cardio, elliptical, treadmill, something. If you're limited on space, get you a good set of free weights and a bench. That would be fantastic, and then build from there. If you have those two things, you can do many of the workouts that you need to do, as far as without breaking the bank. A home gym, boy, building out a home gym, it says this according to Home Advisor, costs between $5,700 and $33,000, excluding the equipment. Excluding the equipment, I don't know what these people are doing, but
Right.
they're building a Planet Fitness apparently. Uh,
How does it cost $5,700, even the low end, to convert an existing room?
Okay, look, I don't know where they're coming up with these numbers. I'm just telling you what they're saying. What I'm telling you is do the math in your head. Rubber mats for your room are going to cost you about $500 to do the entire room. Okay, that's number one. A good weight bench and a good weight set. Let's say it's another $600. Okay, maybe $800. I'm pushing it. And an elliptical, okay, depending on what quality you get, it could be anywhere between $500-$600 and several $1,000s easily.
Yeah.
So
I would put an average on it for about 1,500.
yeah.
That's
So
good.
so in my estimation, if you're taking an existing room and not building on a room, if you're taking an existing room, you're probably going to be around $3,500 all in, all done, max.
That's not counting the mirror. Now the mirror itself.
Those are expensive. Those
Yeah,
are expensive.
if you put a full wall mirror, you're going to be looking at it at least 1,000.
Yeah, and I'm not suggesting you put a full wall mirror. I'm suggesting a nice big full length mirror. Uh, Full wall mirror is great, but you don't have to have that. There's just all kinds of ways that you could save a little money. But if you look at it this way, an average fitness membership costs about $850 for the year. So you're saving $850 a year if you actually use the equipment. Now,
Right.
now I know that there are people out there, myself included. I'm gonna raise my hand. I've got a home gym, but I am much more motivated whenever I'm in the gym than I am in my home gym. So I understand that, but with some willpower, it can be a really good thing for you. You say we got somebody on the line, brother?
Yes, sir. We've got Paul waiting.
All right, let's get to Paul. Paul, good morning. Welcome to the Rockin' Home Show.
Yeah, thank you. I main questions about asbestos. The house that we have is built in like the 60s, has steel pipes in the attic, insulated with asbestos covering. We recently had them about a year ago, repipe mostly with specs and so on. And anyway, we specified the general contractor, and then you had a subcontractor would do the plumbing, and for them to remove the asbestos from the attic. Well, of course, the guys working up there, they did a good job as far as the plumbing and connections, but they didn't have any protective gear on themselves for the asbestos. They removed it by hand, no gloves or anything.
Mm-mm.
So they left a trail of stuff when they came through the portal into a bedroom closet for one thing, and then the garage the other portal. So they left a trail of dust. We, got together with the general contractor, and between him and the subcontractor, they agreed to pay part of the remediation thing. And so we got a so-called professional remediation guy, but his work was pretty substandard too. He was just from the floor directing guys in the attic, and when they said it was done, I put my head up in there, and I saw something in the distance, where the corners and stuff, that they still had stuff. So they went back and they said that some of it just grabbed. The long story is, when they were considered done, we've had residual dust still that fell down into the clothes in the attic and into the bunch of stuff that was in the garage. Particles, few places, they did vacuum in and here's stuff.
Well, let me ask you. Thank you for that. Is Paul? Is that right?
Yeah.
Paul. Thank you, Paul. Did you check to see if these were credentialed, actually licensed remediation firms?
One of them is the license. The guy who came to check it, by the way, was also barehanded, no mask. Anyway, but his license, I think, has just been expired at the end of the year or something like that. And, but otherwise, the general contractor, we rely on him to get the qualified people and so on. But no, we didn't do a very thorough look at that.
Well, that's one thing to keep in mind for those listening out there is if you're going to be removing asbestos, not asbestos siding. Let's be clear on that. I'm talking about friable asbestos, which is that which creates dust, which would include asbestos insulation. You have to be licensed and qualified to do that. Number two, if you are licensed and qualified to do that, it doesn't mean anything if you're not, if you are not, providing the right proper protection for you and your team. You have to have that. You have to have respiratory equipment. You have to have protection on your hands, your eyes. There are all kinds of rules and regulations that govern that, and asbestos is one of the most dangerous and important things to follow these rules on.
Health code per se. My understanding is people who are more at risk with those chronically exposed to it, like people working with it every day or something.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
That here and there, that fell in the crack, it's hard to get to, and I had a bunch of junk in the garage, so they couldn't be expected. I don't want to throw it all out. I want to clean it up, and I just wondering if there's a way to, hose it down or something, and would have to worry about where the water goes if I hose it down.
First thing is that hosing it down is not the proper way to remediate asbestos.
No.
The best thing you can do is, number one, you have some space at the front of the garage.
That's pretty full.
I was gonna say, get a small area, put a curtain between that area and the outside of the house or the inside of the house, a plastic curtain. Put a zipper in that. Now, go into the space, give yourself 10 square feet, put another wall up, and put a zipper in that one. Then what you do is you take the item, bring it in that first room, clean it, take it into through the second, and clean it in each item, clean in that clean room with the curtain closed. That way you contain all the dust that you're cleaning off in that little clean room. Then you can pull all the plastic together and dispose of it properly.
which is how, what's proper.
Well, you have to disclose to the to the waste management dump site that you're going to that you have hazardous material. You have to tell them what it is. You will pay an additional fee
Yes.
to dispose of that, but they have particular areas that are made specifically for that. Hey, we're up against the time wall, Paul. Best of luck to you. I'm sorry that you are in the situation that you're in. Grab yourself a phone line. Second hour always lights up. 210-599-5555. We're going to be right back on the Rockin' Home Show.
Millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
Mr. Canelo, 2 days old, she had to go for surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx saved a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pocket.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQL.
ZQL, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
And ready to take on anything.
Better get started with ZQL Guides. Explore our products at ZQL.com. Uses directed out of reach of children.
Stay connected. KTSA San Antonio, FM 107.1, local, regional, national, worldwide. Breaking news happens here. It happens
Breaking news
now.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. At the boyhood farm of President Jimmy Carter, a bell ringing 39 times as the motorcade carrying the late president to Atlanta for the final time stopped for a tribute. Mourners are lined up along the roads of southern Georgia. ABC's Faith Abube is there.
So some of the people gathered here, and they tell me they could not miss this moment in history. This was very important for them. Each of them with their own story of why they ended up here. I spoke with a woman who came all the way from North Carolina, drove 9 hours in the middle of the night just to witness this moment.
President-elect Donald Trump says he plans to attend President Carter's funeral in Washington, D.C. next week. He's been ordered to appear in court the following day in New York, in person or virtually, for sentencing for his criminal hush money conviction.
Donald Trump is due in a Manhattan courtroom to be sentenced 10 days before he's sworn in as the next president of the United States. In a surprise order, Judge Juan Merchan ordering Trump to appear in person or virtually January 10th. Trump's lawyers have argued sentencing the president-elect would pose unconstitutional burdens on his ability to run the country, and they're pledging to ask an appeals court to stop the sentencing.
That's ABC's Eric Katursky. The judge has signaled he will sentence Trump to unconditional release. The investigation continues in New Orleans into what caused Shamsuddin Jabbar to drive a truck through Bourbon Street on New Year's Day, killing 14 people.
His half-brother Abdur tells ABC News in 2023, Jabbar traveled to Egypt for about a month, telling his family he was going because it was cheap and beautiful. And investigators are now trying to determine if Jabbar had been radicalized prior to that trip.
It's ABC's Trump. Will visit New Orleans Monday. ABC News.
Struggling with back taxes or unfiled returns, or the IRS $10,000 or more. With the IRS ramping up enforcement, taxpayers across the country are turning to tax relief helpers. Call 800-885-0622 now. End IRS stress today. Stop collection efforts, wage guardrails, and sleepless nights. Tax relief helpers can help you or your business settle your tax debt quickly and affordably. Call the Tax Relief Helpers hotline at 800-885-0622. That's 800-885-0622. Start your relief today.
Bills piling up? Rent due? Just need some extra cash to get by? Then you need to go to GetCash.com, where you can get approved for a loan of up to $10,000 in minutes. No need to search through endless loan sites. GetCash.com is one of the largest lender networks. They can help anyone get up to $10,000 regardless of their credit score. Best part, the money can be in your bank account as soon as the next day. When you need fast cash help, go to GetCash.com. That's GetCash.com.
Take you back. Re-elected Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House, so the vote was held open, and two Republicans changed their votes back to the Louisiana Republican. After he was sworn in as Speaker, Johnson said there are big things ahead.
We have a big agenda. We have a lot to do, and we can do it in a bipartisan fashion. We can fight high inflation, and we must. We'll give relief to Americans, and we'll extend the Trump tax cuts.
President-elect Trump supported Johnson as Speaker.
The Department of Transportation has fined an airline, JetBlue, for chronically delayed flights. The Department of Transportation ordering the carrier to pay $2 million for ABC's Alexa Christopher explained.
The Transportation Department announcing it's fining JetBlue that $2 million for chronic flight delays. Half that money paid to affected passengers. So the agency says they found JetBlue operated 4 chronically delayed flights along the East Coast, at least 145 times in June of 2022 and November of 2023.
The Surgeon General wants alcoholic drinks to carry stronger warning labels, similar to what's on back of cigarettes, citing the link between alcohol consumption and the increased risk of cancer. This would require an act of Congress for the change to go through. Biggest sports story tonight, and maybe 17-year-old Luke he became the youngest ever world darts champion last night. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
Struggling with back taxes and unfiled returns, or the IRS $10,000 or more. With the IRS ramping up enforcement, taxpayers across the country are turning to tax relief helpers. Call 800-885-0622 now. End IRS stress today. Stop fluctuating, wage garnishment, and sleepless nights. Tax relief helpers can help you or your business settle your tax debt quickly and affordably. Call the Tax Relief Helpers hotline at 800-885-0622. That's 800-885-0622. Start your relief today.
Hi, this is Bob Webster with this story for you. 60 years ago, way back in 1962, a couple of friends got together and decided that they would tackle the problem of soil compaction on the farm, on the ranch, wherever. So they came up with a combination of products, and lo and behold, at the end of the season, the soil was much softer, the yield was even greater, and Medina Soil Activator was born. That's what Medina built their business around, and it's been growing for all those 60 years. All their products have always been natural, have always been organic in nature, have worked with the soil. They work with nature to provide everything from quality nutrition to products that do soften the soil and improve the soil. Medina is just a very, very broad range company that's done a lot of good things for the earth over those 60 years. Medina Company has always been dedicated to natural and organic, and they just keep coming up with more and more good things. Check them out online at medinaag.com.
This is Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show on News Talk 550 KTSA at FM 107.1.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's the Rockin' Home Show on AM 550, FM 1071, KTSA, KTSA.com, and of course on Facebook Live. Thank you to those joining us wherever you're joining us this morning. We appreciate you being there. If you do want to join us on the Facebook Live feed, go to Facebook and like and follow Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show, and you guys can be in on that part of the show as well. I love doing this part of the show. Love the Facebook aspect of it. Glad we started doing that about a year ago, and still trying to work out some of the kinks. But thank you to our viewers for giving us feedback on that. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. And why don't we try to get together when you get back in town
Yeah.
and just do some beta testing.
Yeah, we will. And I mean, I've done everything that I know to do on this end. I'm going to do some research on my end and figure out a different way to do this because there's got to be a way to do it.
There's got to be a way to get the actual headphone feed
Yeah.
into the show.
Well, and that's what I'm doing. That's the crazy thing is
I mean, by plug.
directly. Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I would think so. Plugging it directly in, by the way, does not work though. I've tried doing that, but anyway, that's behind the scenes stuff you guys don't care about. Phone lines are open at 210-599-5555. 210-599-5555 is the number to get in on the home improvement conversation. We would love to talk to you with your home improvement questions.
Anything from the roof to the foundation, everything in between, and some music in the mix.
Throw in for good measure, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we're kind of going through 12 steps month by month. Some of the things that you can put on your list of home improvement resolutions. What we're calling them is New Year's resolutions for a happier and healthier home in 2025. And first one we talked about was maybe putting in a home gym. That's a good idea. If that's one of your goals is to get healthier and work out more, having a home gym is going to make it real convenient for you. So that's one idea. Moving into February, let's talk about upgrading your windows to improve your home's insulation, Jim.
Absolutely. You want to, if you want to save some money, when February is frigid. Now, if you wait until it's already frigid, you might have a wait time. However, it's easier to book this project and secure the industry, a good deal in the industry on the out season. Okay. Energy efficient windows are better insulated and can save you up to 12% annually on your energy bill. Now, I'll argue with that a little bit. I think they're going to save you a little bit more than 12%. If they're installed right and the new windows in our climate. Now, up north, I don't know.
That might be the case. Up north, that might be the case. In our climate, I've heard a higher average than that. But you know, every home is different.
Right. I'm sure that's a balance of heating and cooling.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Plus, new windows increase your home's value. Martin and I have talked about it several times. The three top return on investment in your home are a new roof, new air conditioning system, and new windows. The reason they're the top is because anybody that walks up to your house from the street is going to see an immediate value in new windows, new roof, and new AC. It'll really increase your home's value. A lot of times you can actually increase your asking price for 80 to 110% of what you paid for one of those three items.
Well, when it comes to replacement windows, you know, of course, Window World is in that business. But the truth of the matter is, third parties forever have said how valuable the investment is in replacement windows, and it is really and truly one of the smartest investments you can make in your home. So if you've been putting it off and you've been thinking about it, why continue throwing money out the window? Think about replacing your windows, not only in February, but in 2025. Would love to help you at Window World. Let's move on to March. Go ahead. You had something else to add?
I was going to say, the last thing is that for optimal insulation, determine your home's climate zone on EnergyStar.gov and purchase windows with a matching Energy Star label. A lot of windows I've seen installed, they say, yes, they're Energy Star rated, but they're rated for the northern climate.
Right. If you're not buying a window that's specifically rated for a southern climate, which is our climate, we're in the southern climate, you are getting something that is going to be less than as efficient as it can possibly be.
I just wanted to make sure we got that out there. Look at those labels, folks.
Yeah, without a doubt, you definitely need to make sure that just being Energy Star rated is, I mean, being Energy Star rated is great, but it's got to be Energy Star rated for southern climate.
Right.
In March, how about this? Boost your productivity with spring cleaning and decluttering. Boy, that's our favorite thing to do, isn't it? Oh, I love doing. We love doing that. But like most of us, over the years, we accumulate a lot of personal belongings, right? We've got home decor, we got spare linens.
Let me just give you a little interruption. When I was getting all the stuff ready to open the company, right? Do you have any idea how much over the years, how much air conditioning stuff?
You found you found you had a whole lot, didn't you?
Enough to tool out 2 trucks.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
However, most of the parts I've accumulated
Or they're obsolete now. They're antiques. That's the way it works in that business, man. Unfortunately, it's kind of like caulk. There are years there are years that we've had surplus caulk, and I mean I can't tell you how much caulk we've thrown away because it's only good for so long, right? And
back when I was just from when I was installing and the installers we were buying the caulk.
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
I've got a couple of hundred tubes of caulk.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's insane, man.
It's
insane.
it's a lot. So we've gotten a tighter control on that, but I understand what you're saying. So listen, while collecting things can make your house a home, too much stuff can decrease productivity and it can certainly negatively impact your overall well-being. I hate a cluttered house. I really and truly do. I think mentally it's not good for me. Uh, so seize on the spring cleaning spirit come that time in March and declutter your living space with these top tips. This is a big one. Don't tackle the whole house at one time. You're gonna get really sad and give up. Declutter one room at a time. If you declutter one room at a time, tackle it one room at a time, you're going to have much better results. Designate maybe boxes and set a reminder to go through it in a few months to make the final cuts. Okay, and listen, everything can't go in the maybe box. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is maybe there's some stuff that you're just kind of on the fence about. It's good to have a maybe box, but there's also a good thing to have it's absolutely going to either Goodwill or Salvation Army or the trash.
Dude, my oldest daughter came over to help us declutter a little bit. And she would hold something up and say, keep or no. I was like, there's
That's a no.
keep or no. That's it.
Keep or no. That's it. That's it. And that's really a good policy. The maybe box, I don't know. But yeah, it's either keep or no. And as a general rule, if you're going through stuff, and this is the way I feel about it anyway, is if you haven't seen it in 2 years, you probably don't need it.
But with us guys, Martin, and you're guilty. I know I've seen.
Listen, I'm raising my hand. Yes.
With those guys, we'll buy a tool, especially tools.
Yep.
We'll buy a tool for a specific job.
And you know you're going to use that again. You just know it.
But if you need it 5 years later, I got it. Or the neighbor needs it. I got it. But the problem is that 10 years later, you still haven't ever used it.
That's right. It's good intentions, but it just takes up space. And I've probably half of my tool chest, half of my cabinet that I keep my tools in, is probably those items that you just described, which is.
See, with you and Debbie, y'all always had a probably too much, not too much cluttered house.
No.
But oh my God, look at your storage room.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in storage. Yeah, we're working on that, man. We're a work in progress.
I'll just give you a hard time, brother.
So Lori, my friend in New Braunfels, who's a great realtor in New Braunfels, and she said we just emptied out our garage and painted the ceiling to the floor, and when we brought it back in, we got rid of stuff, and it sure feels good. Yes, it does. Whenever you decluttering your garage really feels good to me. I love seeing a nice, neat, well laid out garage, which sadly most of us don't have, and for most of my life I didn't have. So a couple more things on this, and then we got to get to break. Review your wardrobe seasonally and donate or toss any unwanted garments. That's a good idea. I mean, lots of stuff in closets that we don't need. And believe it or not, a decluttered, organized home can actually help you progress towards your other New Year's resolutions, such as saving money and living a healthier lifestyle. And that's true.
And I'll stay with the decluttered one room at a time. That doesn't mean that when you declutter a room, you just take another room to put all the stuff in.
That's not the idea. That is not the idea. Uh, yeah. So keep in mind, listen, deep cleaning creates a healthier environment by removing dust and other irritants from the air that cause allergies. And decluttering also helps you save money as you rediscover forgotten items and avoid buying duplicates. We didn't even get into the kitchen duplicates that we have. Oh, that's another subject for another time. But we got so much more on this list. We'll get to that, but also get to your phone calls too when we come back from break, which we are way over on. Who do we have online?
We'll get to you as soon as the wreck is up.
Absolutely. But right now, let's talk about Apple Pest Control. You know, Apple Pest Control is the pest control company that Debbie and I have used forever. It seems like forever. I mean, about 15 years now. And they can take care of your lawn, your shrubs, your trees. But of course, they also do all kinds of great pest control, and that includes rodent control. And this time of year, you hear us talk about it every year. When it gets cold outside, and by the way, we're getting some cold weather coming in this next week. And when that happens, you know, the little critters outside, they want to get warm too. And sometimes that warm place that they find is in your attic or in your walls. And if that happens, be sure to call my friends at Apple Pest Control. They can help you rid your home of those, make sure that you're sealed up so it does not ever happen again. And they take care of that preventative treatment on a regular basis in my home. Don't wait till you have a problem. Call Apple Pest Control today, 210-695-8946. That's 210-695-8946. Be sure to ask them about their organic pest control and lawn control products that they have. It's just fantastic. They have services that fit every budget, and they do what's right for you and your home. They don't try to sell you something you don't need. They just want to take care of you and your home. Give them a call, my friends at Apple Pest Control, 210-695-8946, online at applepestcontrol.com.
See the best of the best. The area's top high school senior players in the San Antonio All-Star football game. Presented by Valero. 118 All-Stars from 58 high schools will compete in the annual Dome Showdown. Saturday, January 11th, following the National Navy All-American Bowl. One ticket gets you both games, just $15. Available at Ticketmaster. The San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. January 11th at 5 p.m. at the Alamo Dome.
Hey, Mom, I wanted to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and over are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
This is Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
I bet you forgot this one. Enough is enough. Because I forgot this one, and they started playing. I'm like, oh yeah, I love this song. Howdy, Cole. Thanks for watching. And music of April Wine on today's show. Saw them a couple of weeks ago and was just blown away. Great concert, great band, and a lot of great memories. Wow, good stuff. You know, we're looking at the 12 step resolutions, one for every month of the year, going into 2025 to help you build a healthier and happier home. And we'll get back to that. But right now, phone lines are open at 210-599-5555. 210-599-5555. Who we got, Jim?
Nikki.
Nikki. Good morning, Nikki. Welcome to the Rockin' Home Show.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Well, thanks.
I need some advice. I have a situation right now. I've been on this property insured since 1989, and the house was probably from 1957, 58, but it did catch fire in 2019. So I've got a brand new home on this property, but a long history here. So there's a privacy fence between me and the neighbor, and a renter years ago added a second side to it for their side. And probably in the last 5 years, maybe longer, 7 years, because of that, my side is leaning. And I've talked to, we've got a new owner that owns the house now. They weren't related to adding the fence, but it is coming in my direction. Common sense to me is that it's because of that second side that it's coming this way. I don't know when my fence was put up, but it was here when I bought the property in '89. So a long time. Apparently there's no concrete in the post in the ground.
Well, it could be that, or the post may have been set a little shallow, or 89, the post may be rotting. And in fact, they probably are rotting if they were not. And back in '89, nobody was wrapping them the way that they do now and doing the things that they do now. Here's the long and the short of it. Since '89, you've gotten a lot of use out of that fence. It's time to replace the fence.
Or what I would suggest is talk to your new neighbor. Pull the fence out on your side. If their fence was set with concrete, metal posts, hopefully, then just see if you can put a decorative side on their fence. So y'all share the same fence, but on both sides it is decorative.
Okay. What was I going to say? The renters years ago attached their fence to mine.
Okay.
So there are no new posts. There's only the posts that mine originally had, but yes, they are rotting. We've seen that. I also have a perimeter of concrete all the way around my property, and I'm worried about losing that concrete, number one. And so they looked into the cost, and they told me $3,200 for replacing that side, which we would share the cost.
Oh, if they're willing to share the cost with you, that's the best possible outcome right there, because that's a fallacy that neighbors have to share the cost in rebuilding a fence. They don't. There's no law that says you have to do that. It's if you have a good neighbor and one that's practical and and wants to keep the value of their home as well. Typically, people will work it out where they split the cost. But I can tell you, I've replaced fences on property lines on homes that I've had, where I footed the entire bill just because I didn't want to look at it anymore. And if you have a neighbor that's wanting to split the cost with you, that sounds very reasonable.
And the price you just quoted for
very reasonable.
Very good price.
Okay, that's that was a concern as well. And they're going to do the work. Apparently, he's a contractor.
Oh.
And they're going to do the work. They're going to tear it down. And so I just needed something to go by. Is this good? Is this bad?
So your part of it's going to be about what, $1,600?
Right.
Yeah, that's not bad, Nikki. That's really not bad. I'm looking at putting up. Well, it's a lot of feet of privacy fence. But how many feet are we talking about? I guess I should have asked you that.
I don't know, but I mean.
Okay.
I don't know.
But it's along one side of your property.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
Martin, they're not just replacing a fence.
Oh no, they're rebuilding an entire fence. Yeah, if the posts are rotten, which I would guarantee you they are, at least some of them. Yeah. So yeah, that's oh God, yeah, that's if that's your investment in it, Nikki, get after it. If it's in your budget, I would do it.
Yeah, they wanted to do it like immediately, and I was like, no, I got property taxes. No, it's not in my budget.
Yeah. Well, when it is in your budget, or just ask them. Maybe they're really really good folks. Say, look, if you want to do it now, that's great, but can I pay you my portion in 2 months or whatever it is?
Right. Okay. Well, you guys are great. I really just needed something to, work with, and I appreciate your.
Well, thanks, Nikki. We appreciate you calling this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody else on the line right now? Okay.
I wanted to go back just for a second and touch a little bit on the asbestos caller.
Yes.
If you're still listening out there, Paul, please keep in mind that if somebody comes to you and says they're certified in asbestos, the certifications are in stages. You can be certified, he can show you a certification, but he may be only certified to remove 3 square feet. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
There's a difference between abatement and remediation. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah, abatement and yeah, remediation is partial. Abatement is closing it down, removing it. Do I have it backwards?
They're both the same thing. Remediation and abatement. Remediation is typically used in the biological.
Correct.
And the abatement is what asbestos is.
Right.
Also, the lead is going to go in one of those 2 categories.
Correct. And you can be certified to work with it and to work around it and not be certified to remove it and rid your home of it. Those are 2 different things.
But I can say, Paul, that if you call a certified licensed abatement contractor, okay, for asbestos abatement, he's probably going to come in and tint your house.
That's what I was thinking. If you're doing a full abatement, like that, that is typically tinting the house. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and so
They scattered the dust all over the house.
well, the way that he described it being done was extremely haphazard. I mean, yeah, I can't imagine going in and doing that as just a homeowner. I would not go in and do it that way. It just
You have to understand, how are you going to seal off an attic space?
yeah.
You're going to get all the vents covered. You're going to get everything covered.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
No.
That's why they're going to tint the house.
Yeah. I'm anyway, obviously he had a bad experience and hopefully we will, he'll get that rectified. And I'm hoping he doesn't have to do it himself because you don't want to really do that yourself. That's not a DIY project. Jim talked about ways that you can mitigate the issues but we're not recommending that you do that yourself. Not at all. Hey, we got to take a break. When we come back, your calls, if there are, we're going to take them. And that's 210-599-5555, 210-599-5555. Window World in Brickstone. If you were looking to improve the beauty, the value, and the livability and the comfort level of your home, no better place to turn than Window World and Brickstone. Family owned and operated since 1947. My grandfather started Brickstone in 47, and here we are, 4 generations deep, still serving San Antonio, the Hill Country, and South Texas in the Coastal Bend. We certainly would love to show you why more of your friends, more of your family, more of your neighbors choose Window World than any other home improvement company out there. We have incredibly experienced installers. We have a full service department. We have industry-leading warranties, and we have award-winning products from our beautiful, beautiful windows to our architectural series by Windsor. Absolutely gorgeous wood-clad windows that come in a variety of styles, options, and colors, including 51 different exterior color options. We support Window World Cares, and we are so proud that we just cut a check to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital from Window World Cares for over $1 million. And we show no signs of slowing up either. We also support our veterans and our military through the Veterans Airlift Command, the Red, White, and Blue Initiative, and a half a dozen other military initiatives. Thank you all for your service. 15 months, 0% financing is available right now. So be sure to ask about that as well as other fantastic financing options. And we would love to give you a free in-home, no obligation consultation with one of our design consultants. Go online at windowworldtx.com. That's windowworldtx.com. Window World, improving homes, changing lives.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 17,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale today through Sunday. Expo Hall at Capri. Doors open at 10 a.m. daily. Get tickets online at SouthTexasRVSupersale.com. Every kind of RV and dealers are making deals. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or special canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want to your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare or Wesley Financial Group for a timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-771-1300, 800-771-1300, 800-771-1300.
This is Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's the Rockin' Home Show on AM 550, FM 1071, KTSA, KTSA.com, and of course, Facebook Live. Thanks to those joining us in all of those mediums. And we really do appreciate it. My name is Martin Bomba. That's my bud Jim Smith right over there.
And we are here to help.
And phone lines are open, 210-599-5555.
You got an old T-shirt?
Do I have an old T-shirt?
Yeah. Put it on top of the headphones.
Yeah.
Because right now I can hear from the headphones in your mic.
Which is weird because I've got a big pillow over the headphones right now. I did better than that. So yeah, that's weird.
As long as the callers can hear.
That's all I'm caring about right now. Yeah.
They hear the callers. That's good.
Absolutely.
A little echo is not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hear the echo, so I'm sorry that you're hearing it on your end. I was going to mention Texas. You were showing me your Texas football shirt representing there. Great game. Oh my God! Now listen. It was not a great game from Texas standpoint because it was a tough fought, very very close game. But
there's no losers there.
Oh man. Oh.
They had the privilege of being there.
Yeah. And but what I took out of that game was that is the kind of game that a football fan wants to see. They want to see a back and forth, what Jim Ross used to call a slobber knocker. And that's what that was. I mean, it was something.
But see, Texas proved all the naysayers said, "Oh, try this when you change conferences."
Yeah.
Texas proved we can step into that conference and dominate.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that dominate is the right word. They certainly, that could have gone either way. It was a great game, as evidenced by Scadaboo being the MVP, and he was on the losing team. I mean, isn't that crazy? But man, good on the Longhorns. What a great game! It was probably the best game that I have seen in years. I'm from start to finish. It was just fun to watch. The effort that was put forth by both teams was incredible. I've never seen a kid work harder on the football field than Scadaboo did in that game. I became, I went in not really liking the guy. I got a lot of mad respect for him now. What a player.
And what I was talking about dominate it, not necessarily dominate all of it, but show that they.
Oh, they certainly can hang. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they certainly can hang. Now, this next week, that's going to be a test. That's going to be a tough one. Not that this one wasn't. This was a tough one, but this next game, we're gonna find out where the middle's at. Now, if they get through that, they got a real good chance. They got a real good chance at the championship. So we'll see what happens. But it was a fun game to watch. That's the point that I wanted to make. Was for a football fan, that was a football game.
Oh yeah.
And and there's going to be talk ad infinitum about that one call that was not made, and we all know about that.
And there's always calls missed or wrong calls in every game.
I thought by and large that game was very well officiated. I really did.
It goes back to what we learned in high school. Any given game.
That's right. You know what else we learned? One play doesn't decide a game.
Oh no.
If you blame that for your loss, you better look back earlier in the game at what you could have done better. So
unless you miss the 1 second field goal,
God,
one play would define the game.
two field goals. Two field goals. And they kept talking about how good this kid was, and I'm like, stop it, stop talking about him, don't say anything, stop it. So anyway, I don't know if jinxes are real, but if it is, they jinx that kid. Let's go to the phone lines. 210-599-5555. Let's go to Mario. Mario, good morning, welcome to the Rockin' Home Show.
Hey, good morning, Jim. Good morning, Mark.
Good.
You're right. I saw that football game. It was amazing.
It was what a great game to watch. What a fun game to watch.
And you're right. That Scadaboo guy, you see that on he was just run the place.
Well, I watched him and I was like, man, it's like watching Earl Campbell. That kid's legs were huge, and he just never stopped.
Some of those guys, I was like, look at this guy. Now you can bring him down. And it was just, it was a great.
It was impressive. It was a lot of fun, and like Jim said, no real losers in that game. They both played their hearts out.
Yep, you're absolutely right. But my question this morning is that I was listening to one of your callers that called about asbestos, and my question is also about asbestos. However, I have in my carport, I'm painting my house, and I'm changing some of the old plywood. So I don't want to remove the asbestos off. So what I wanted to do is it possible to put treated pressure plywood over the asbestos to nail it over it?
Absolutely. That's perfectly legal. I would not use treated.
Okay.
Treated is only, people believe that treated is for weather. It's not treated for weather. It's treated for
bugs and pests.
Insects, right. But the chemical that's treated with will affect any paint, any material, any siding you go over that plywood with.
Okay, I see.
So I would take and use standard plywood,
okay,
seal it, and then paint it whatever color you want.
Okay, put the sheeting on, and then you said just regular plywood.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then seal it with a good, like kills, a good primer base. And then paint it whatever color you want.
Okay, well, let me ask you, what are the best, because the type of asbestos I have, those, they're like 12 by 8 squares.
Yes.
So what are the best nails to put through that plywood going into the asbestos?
You're not gonna probably not gonna want to use nails. You're probably gonna want to use screws. And the best thing I can tell you is you need to identify the studs.
Correct. Yes, I have a stud finder.
Once you identify the studs, make sure your screws are long enough to go through the asbestos and into the stud.
Good. Okay. 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 Well, that's all I wanted to know, and I appreciate your time. I love your show. Listen to you guys every Saturday.
Hey, Mario, thank you for being there, brother. We appreciate you. Let's try to get. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Oh, Mario's gone. Hey, Mario, thanks a lot. Call back. Don't be a stranger. And phone lines are open 210-599-5555. Let's go to Pete. Pete, good morning. Welcome to the Rockin' Home Show.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
The last two or three callers just bringing up more and more questions for me, but the main reason, the first reason that I called, not sure, we put along that fence sign issue a couple of calls ago.
Sure.
In my front yard, I planted it in 1990, an oak tree. I don't know, you remember Wolf's Nursery?
Sure.
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, $7 for that little expensive thing.
Nice, nice.
Sort of. My neighbor, every year, he complains about all the pollen that gets on his truck.
Well,
You know, I had a conversation. I can't tell you which way the wind's blowing. Really, he doesn't want it hanging over his property line. Now, one year, he trimmed the heck out of it without my consent. I came home from work and just flipped out.
Did he come onto your property? Yeah, if he came onto your property, that's not okay. If he cut the limbs on his side of the fence, that's a different story. But if he encroached onto your property, that's a whole different thing.
Well, there's no fence in the front yard. No fence. You know, to trim the way they trim. Oh yeah, he hired somebody. They have to even climb into the tree.
Oh no. No, if that tree is on your property, that's not all right.
Well, here's the thing. That was years ago, and there was back and forth for a while. I just blew it off. You know, I'd rather have a good jerk maybe than a bad jerk to know things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Complaining again that he wants it trimmed back to the property line. I said, well, I guess. I guess it's within his right to ask that, correct?
I don't know. You need to contact, do you live in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Do you live in an HOA?
Right.
No.
Okay.
Contact the city of San Antonio and see if there's laws governing your tree encroaching the property line, the branches. Okay? I don't know if, he can take, but what I can tell you is if he wants them trimmed, he can trim them. If the city says he has the right, tell him he has to do it from his side of the property, which means he's going to have to get a long pole saw and cut those limbs off even with the property line.
Or hire the company that's going to know that.
Right.
Correct. All of that is, and listen, we're not legal scholars here. We are not attorneys. But as to my knowledge, from a legal standpoint, if it's on your property, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But you cannot encroach on somebody else's property to do it.
Right. And I don't know about the old grant. I really don't know.
Well, and it's not that bad because I have trimmed it myself before in the past. So it's not that bad. Just once it's done again, and that tree has been a point of contention for us since 1990. You know what I mean?
Well, all I could say, all I will say is you live in Texas. Get used to the pollen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is get used to the pollen. It's part of life in South Texas. It is the way it is.
I get up every morning, right beside my carport, I've got a huge bur oak tree. And I wake up at times in the year with my cars being a greenish yellow color. And when I back it down the driveway, I've already got the hose set up on the side of the driveway, and I rinse the car off before I leave. I'll pick up the hose, go all the way around the car, and rinse the pollen off. It's that simple.
These are just,
Once you turn on the side of the go, get up to 30 miles an hour, you're probably gonna be all right.
it all blows off, man. Come on. Yeah. Well, listen, I don't know your neighbor. I'm not casting aspersions. He may be a really nice guy, but it sounds kind of Karen behavior to me. That's just what I'm saying.
All right. Well, that's my first question that I called about. I've got a bunch about other different subjects. I don't know how much time.
Well, unfortunately, we're way up against a break here. We've gone over, but listen, call back and we'd love to talk to you anytime, Pete. We appreciate you calling.
Call us right back. Sorry.
Oh, I think Edwin cut it. Thanks again, Pete. Pete, we sure do appreciate it. Hey, we do have to take a break though. We probably have time for maybe one, maybe two more callers whenever we come back at 210-599-5555 when we come back on the Rockin' Home Show.
Well, family, this new year is off to a great start. Everybody, how are those New Year's resolutions?
Dear, my resolution is to cut my damaged hair and just start over.
Dad, my resolution is to take better care of my skin. It's so dry. Ew.
Pops, my New Year's resolution is to work out at the gym. Go up and drink a gallon bottle of water every day.
My resolution is to take up skydiving.
Mom, you're 96.
Don't you make me get it.
Family, my resolution is to replace all our appliances that have been destroyed over the years by hard water.
Sounds like your family needs to start the new year off with installing a Connecticut water system and get a head start on all those resolutions.
This guy's making sense.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. Offer ends soon. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stops for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQL.
ZQL, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit products to fit you and your family's.
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex saline from Vicks.
Sinex saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
How many of you remember the Buttercrust Bakery on Broadway? We took field trips there from Carroll Bell Elementary and learned about assembly line production. Everyone there had a different job with a common goal. Robin Hoff is here with Big State Financial. There are 3 financial stages similar to that assembly line: accumulation, preservation, and distribution. We will help you with a retirement income plan that you can never outlive. Call me 210-373-6000 or go to my website, bigstatefinancial.com.
This is Martin Bomba's Rockin' Home Show on News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
That's my favorite April Wine song.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, great stuff, man. Great stuff. Welcome back. It's the Rockin' Home Show on AM 550, FM 1071, KTSA. Any more calls? We good now?
No, sir, we're good.
Okay.
But we're still here to help.
Absolutely, we are. Which gives us time to hit a couple more of these resolution suggestions for the upcoming year, right? We've gone through March. Now we're on to April, and in April, it's building a 3-season room to increase your living space. Not a bad idea. Not a bad, and that's a good time of year to enjoy it. That's one of the months that we actually can enjoy it.
Right, right.
Enjoying the great outdoors from the comfort of your home by building a 3 or 4 season room in April is a great idea. Top real estate agents agree. With Let's see here. Works with. This is from Mark Deering, who works with over 83% more single family homes than the average Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is from agent in Michigan. Sunrooms are a trending home upgrade as homeowners look for affordable ways to increase the square footage. And that is a more affordable way to do that for sure. So you've got another spot to relax and enjoy. The average cost to add on a sunroom is anywhere between 22 grand, and it can get pricey. You can get up to about $73,000 depending on your home's location, the size of the room, and the quality of the materials that are used. Thankfully, these projects typically yield pretty high returns on investment. Their definition of high return is 49% of projected. So about 50% of what you invest, you can expect to recoup, the next day. Is it one of the highest recouping? No, it's not. But you're probably not going to lose money if you stay in the house for a number of years afterwards. You probably will enjoy it, and you probably will not lose money. So that's good news on a 3 or 4 season sunroom. What's the next one, buddy?
Organize your home records to stay on top of maintenance. You've made it to May. It's time to check on your New Year's resolutions to stay organized, starting with your home maintenance records. A lot of people, Martin, do not keep records for that.
Man, it's a good idea.
It is. Collect printed and digital home records, including all your instruction manuals for the appliances and the TVs, the warranties for those. Any project you do on the house, keep the receipts for the new lumber, you used to build that new shed or that new sunroom. Keep all those receipts organized and save the documents in a physical or digital file.
I'll tell you what, the people that we bought our last house from did a phenomenal job with a binder that has everything about the house in it. I'm talking receipts. I'm talking invoices from air conditioning companies and flooring companies. You name it. Anything they had done is in there, including owner's manuals and other things that are pertinent, warranties, things of that nature. All in this book. You talk about making it easy when you need to look up something for a replacement part or finding the company that originally installed, whatever, to get them back out to either upgrade it or maintain it. It was a great service to us that they did this, and I really appreciate that. More people should do it. And Debbie and I have not been the greatest about that, but we're getting better about it too, and we're going to start doing the same thing. So yeah, that is a great idea. I'm going to hit one more before we get out of here. This would be June. Boosting curb appeal to make a better first impression. Often, our New Year's resolutions revolve in improving our personal image and how we present ourselves to others. But why wouldn't you channel your resolution into your home by upgrading its curb appeal? A beautiful exterior welcomes guests to your home. It attracts buyers when it's time to sell. And there are some low-cost upgrades that can freshen up your curb appeal in just 1 month. Number one, mowing your lawn. Okay, I have seen so many people that just let their lawns go. I don't know why they do it. But if you haven't landscaped your yard in a while, hire a professional to come in, get your yard in a state that's easier to maintain throughout the year and also looks great. Excellent landscaping also can increase your home's value by 10 to 30%. That's pretty impressive. Investing in new outdoor furniture is a great idea. Almost 90% of homeowners view their outdoor space as essential for their health and well-being. And whenever it's nice outside, you want to utilize that space. So why not have nice outdoor furniture set out there? Replacing your garage door. This is a really, really good one. Not only will a new garage door give your home a beautiful facelift, but now this, folks, is a recouping of your money. This upgrade also adds value to your home that recoups about 193% of your project cost. So that is a great investment. So, by the way, Window World does garage doors. So please talk to us about that. We'd love to talk to you about that. Hey, listen, during the week, how do we get a hold of Mr. Jim Smith?
You get a hold of me at jim.ael@gmail.com.
And what's coming January 13th?
A new air conditioning and heating company, Diamond Double J Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliances.
Was a longer name not available? That's a long name.
Well, the actual name is Diamond Double J.
Diamond Double J. And you're gonna and just use the initials in your website, just DDJJ.
We're debating what we're gonna.
What did you? Oh, you haven't settled on that yet?
Yeah, it'll be
okay.
By next weekend.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see the website. If you want to get an email to me, please drop me a line at mbomba. That's mbomba at windowworldtx.com. mbomba at windowworldtx. Mr. Louis Sirianni is coming up next.
The Emperor of Engine.
And he's coming in to answer all of your automotive questions, as he does every Saturday. Get those phone lines lit up for him. And coming up later this afternoon, of course, it's Mike and Holly Hermes and the What's It Worth show talking real estate. Hey, we've had a great time. We look forward to seeing you next week. Want to wish you peace and love. Go out and spread some kindness. Make the world a better place, everybody. See you next week on the Rockin' Home Show.
Peace out.
Thanks, brother. You too.